Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Business Beyond the Beach in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. My name is Brittnie Bassant. I am the president and CEO of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce, and this is our Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce video talk show series. And today I am so excited to have with me Marcie. She is the founder and CEO of Worldwide Title. She's also a member of our board of governors. Marcie, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you here. So I'm going to dive right in. You are the founder and CEO of an award-winning title company. So what inspired you to start Worldwide Title, and what did the early days of this look like? Because you have achieved incredible success, but that wasn't overnight. So tell me about how you got to that point.
Well, it's been a long journey. I've been doing this for over 20 years. But what inspired me, I really, truly went on a trip just went on a trip. And when I came back, I had a dream.
Where'd you go? Where was the trip?
BVI.
Okay.
British Virgin Islands, yes. I went on a trip. I was there, and then I was just inspired by the views, by the time that I was there. And I came back, and I just had that entrepreneurial spirit in my heart. I wanted to do something for myself. I actually didn't know what it was going to be.
What were you doing before that?
I was doing title. I've always been doing title.
Oh, okay. But you wanted to start your own company.
I wanted to start my own company. And actually, this month it marks 8 years with Worldwide Title.
Oh my God. Congratulations. That's so exciting. Okay. So you came back from your trip. You were like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have my own business.
And I didn't even know what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be real estate. And so, I took a leap of faith. I'm very good at building businesses. I've been helping law firms with their businesses and growing their practice. And so I decided to do my own thing, and it ended up being a title company. What I know, how to build businesses in title. So,
that is absolutely incredible. You've pinpointed the moment was that life-changing trip to the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, I had a feel like you want to do more for yourself.
Yeah.
I had a little daughter. She was 2.5, 3 years old. And I wanted to do more for myself. I was like, wow, I'm so amazing on what I do for others. And I thought, I think I could do this for myself.
There you go.
And then it all skyrocketed from there.
Capitalize the success for yourself and for your family and for your daughter.
And I changed my life and I changed my family. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Okay,
Yes.
So since launching Worldwide Title, what have been some of the most rewarding moments or milestones that you've had with this company? And you've had a lot.
Yes. I guess the most rewarding right now is right now at the moment is that people want to see me succeed. It's the most amazing feeling. They want to see me win. And that right now is the most rewarding thing. It's like to be part of a community, which we'll get there, right? To be part of a community, to be part of what I love most. I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very good at what I do. We care about what we do. And right now it's people want to see me win. And it's the best feeling because, I have a motto, you get what you give.
I could not agree more with that. I have my own personal philosophy is nobody accomplishes anything alone, and you're only as good as people that you surround yourself with. And I could not agree with you more when I think just overall, I think the community, everyone that's a part of our community wants to see everyone else succeed and wants to be a part of that. And it's always an interesting thing when you're the leader of an organization or you're the owner of a business, right? Because you get all of the accolades that's really done by an entire team of people working very diligently behind the scenes. And I have an amazing team over at the Chamber. I have an incredible board of governors. You serve on our board of governors as well. And I always say, I'm like, my successes belong to just an army of individuals. Nothing is my own to claim because nobody can accomplish anything alone. And so it is so important to have that community. And what's really interesting about you is that your business isn't like your office isn't even in Miami Beach. You're over you're on the mainland.
I'm on Brickell. Yeah.
You are a shining example of you do not need to live or work in Miami Beach to really become a member of that community. You've proven that you can be incredibly successful if you just invest the time and the resources in building the community of Miami Beach. So talk to me a little bit about that, because a lot of times people think, oh, I can't join the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce because I'm not on the beach. And that's not true. And you've proven that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think I'm originally from up north. And I think when people think of Florida, when they think of Miami, they automatically go to Miami Beach. It's just Miami Beach is the staple. Like, where do you live? Miami Beach. They just know that. But business wise, for me, I just felt a very deep sense of community. And I believe in organizations. I believe in team and collaboration and everything. So, and I'm about, you get what you give in that. But I really, truly feel, for me, being a small company and everything, truly supported by, the chamber. Their events are exciting. They're vibrant. They bring the community together. I get to explore all these different places that, I live in Florida, and I get to explore all these different venues that the chamber throws. And I'm all about relationships and meeting people. That's what my business thrives on.
Yeah. And you are again, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. You are one of our largest corporate sponsors at the chamber. You've invested into the organization. We've invested back into you. You serve on our board of governors. We absolutely love having you. You are the one that's always bringing guests. You're always introducing us to individuals, and we love working with you. And you're also a really big believer. You're a big believer of community, and you're a big believer in you get what you give. You're also a huge believer in transparency and collaboration. And you've made that a part of your culture in your organization. So talk to me a little bit about that, because we're hearing about the collaboration part of things, but also the transparency part.
Well, that's really important for me, especially, my go-to referral partners are realtors. And I try to, at the end of the day, my business is a very competitive market. There's a lot of title companies out there. What sets us apart? Why choose us, right? And I think what truly sets us apart, besides the obvious, the knowledge, experience, and having the resources in-house for them, is that next step of giving the maximum exposure, community feel, support. One of the big hiccups in my business when I started, it's like, I've been doing this for 20 years, and no one knows you. It's obscurity. Like, you could be as good as you say you are, but if no one knows you, what good are you? So I really, I'm very passionate about giving exposure to realtors, to my true real estate partners, in exposure, getting their name out there, providing resources and tools to excel their business that they can benefit and be an extension of their business to their clients. So we try to give transparency in what we do in-house with our resources, but also that team thing that takes their business to the next level.
And that is such a perfect segue into the next thing I want to talk to you about is, how do you stay ahead of some of those trends and services that in an industry that's constantly evolving? And so you just talked about obscurity and that being a challenge, and you are so good when it comes to marketing, and you're constantly looking at ways to increase and improve visibility. And I know you recently launched a podcast series too, and it's focusing on your realtors and giving them more visibility. So what sort of other trends do you see happening, and how are you staying ahead of those? Because it is ever evolving in your field.
Well, you gave just a perfect example. We're in season 5 in September, starting season 5. Our podcast is all about showcasing the top real estate professional in our community. And it could be attorneys, insurance, mortgages, whatever it is. So that alone, it's, they just come on the show. It's all about exposure to them. And they could do, and share through our platforms, through all the things that I'm involved. But when I try to think outside the box and how can I separate myself, I always think, especially when COVID hit, I'm a paperless company, so we're all remote online notaries, meaning that you can be in Russia doing a closing. You don't need to be here at the closing table. So we really thrive on providing, those tech tools and our platforms to I'm all about experiences. So it's the feel and experience of a transaction is completely different than just pushing paper and just, having no person behind on the phone or, just being on the phone or the email. I'm all about experience and giving those people that experience. Like, wow, when they get to the closing table, it's really a moment of celebration. That means whether you're buying your first house, selling it, or, you have a real estate portfolio, because, we've had real estate portfolios where we celebrate, hey, I just, 12 closings in my real estate portfolio. It's about the experience when you close with Worldwide Title.
And I swear, you are setting me up so well, because my next question is, let's talk about some of the misconceptions in the title and escrow world. I think there's a lot of misconceptions that are out there. Yeah. And so let's address some of them. Tell me what they are. And then how are you educating your clients on some of these misconceptions and how to combat them?
Yes. Great question. Because a lot of people think that title is just, looking for title issues and the issuance of title insurance, which is great point and the main reason, right, for the sole purpose of issuing title insurance. But we're escrow agents, we're title insurance. We literally coordinate the whole transactions. So meaning we receive your deposit monies, we work and coordinate with the lender and the realtor and all the partners. There's so many people involved in a transaction, and we organize everything and facilitate to the day of closing. So we create contract timelines, we send out reminders, we make sure people are on top of the dates, contractual obligations. So before, the deadline terminates, all the way to the closing date. So it's, title company just doesn't do clearing title and issuing title insurance. We do a whole lot more.
But it's almost like you've developed this concierge-like model where it's really very all-inclusive, if you will, and like a little bit of hand-holding there, which I think is important because for someone that doesn't know, it can be very confusing. It can be very complicated. I can't imagine.
Well, even for myself, who's in the business, when you buy a house, it's nerve-wracking.
It's the largest investment the average person is going to make in their lifetime.
It's so nerve-wracking, whether it's, you have $5,000 in escrow and deposit, or whether you have $250,000. When people are managing your money, making this big investment, they're third parties in control of, the end goal, which is the purchase or the sale of the property. So when you really need a trusted realtor, really a trusted title company to lead you the way and really provide that comfort, that support, and that peace of mind till the date of closing.
That's incredible. And the value of something like that, and the value of your organization and what you're doing, like, I don't even think you can put a price tag on it, because it really is that peace of mind of knowing, okay, I've got my ducks in a row. I know what's going on. I have someone who knows the business, is walking me through it. So I think that's absolutely incredible. Because like we said, it's the largest investment the average person is going to make in their lifetime, is purchasing their house. And you're there with them every step of the way during the title and escrow process. So, Marcie, you are just this incredible dynamic force of energy, but you are a woman leading this business, this organization, this company in, a very competitive market. And I don't want to necessarily say that it's male dominated, but it's always interesting when you have like a very strong woman leading an organization. So talk to me a little bit about your leadership principles and the lessons that you've learned as a woman leader, and some of the challenges and obstacles that you face, and some of the opportunities that you have.
Yes, I totally want to own up for all the women really stepping outside of fear and going after their dreams and after what they truly want and value. Totally want to give that to them. But I also want to put myself in a position that it really is not about whether you're a woman or a man. It's really about, and I do a lot of mindset classes with my realtors and one-on-one strategies with it. It's really about when you go for it, no matter what it is, and you're truly going for it, you're going to be successful at anything you do because you're going for it. And whether it takes, slow steps or big steps, when you're after it, it's just going to happen because you're working for it. Being a leader in what I do, and like you've mentioned it, it's all about having the right team. And what I make sure my team is very well supported. I give them all the tools they need to succeed. I make sure that they have everything they need and feel I'm all about having are you happy? I want to work with people who are happy.
Yes.
Okay. And what they do. And it's so important, the way they pick up the phone, the way they work a file, the way they communicate via email. I want happy people working with me. And so I always tell them, what can I do to make your life easier today in making our goal reach? We want to be number one. We want to be the best at what we do. There's no number two. No one remembers number two. It's always number one, And in order to get there, we have to provide that level of service. We're a service company. Yeah. We have to provide exceptional service every single day. And we try to perform 150% every day.
There is this philosophy that I firmly agree with, and I try to create that. I believe I've created that culture at the chamber where it's hire good people, be very clear on what you want them to do, give them all the tools and resources so that they can do what you need them to do, and then get out of their way. Yeah. Like, let them empower your team to do the jobs that you hire them to do, and create that culture where I could not agree more. If my employees are unhappy coming to work, or they don't look forward to coming. I mean, I know it's work at the end of the day, but creating a culture and creating a place where work is fun, where you can enjoy it and you're still productive. And at the end of the day, I tell them all the time, like, look, it's a chamber of commerce. Like, it's not a hospital ER room. We're not saving lives. We're doing great work for the community, but putting it into perspective and just making sure that we're effective and we're efficient and we're productive, but we're also just having a great time with it.
We're having a great time. It's so important. And I think that's key to having, you know, a successful organization in anything you do. Because
Absolutely.
when people are happy and having the right person in the right seat, doing what they love and what they know, I always tell my team also, it's like, know what you're really good at and know what you're really bad at.
Right. And, you know, so it's so funny. I want to talk about that for a minute. Now Marcie and I are just going to have like girl talk. But it's so interesting because you think back in like school, right? And if you're really good at math, it's like, great, you're really good at math. But if you're not really good at reading, then now we have to get you a tutor for reading. And I really feel like it should be the opposite. Like if you're really great at math, let's get you a tutor for math. Let's make you amazing, excellent, the best person at math. And we'll still work on your reading, but let's cultivate the things that you are really good at instead of trying to fix the things that you're not that great at, because everyone has their strengths. And how do you maximize the strengths of your team, I think is so important as a leader, is identifying who, like, again, hire the right people, give them the tools that they need, and get out of their way and let them do what you hired them to do, because they are the best at it.
And you realize that you're a leader too, but also it takes the leader to have a deep understanding of that as well.
Yeah.
And when you have a deep understanding of that, that really sets the company to another level, because you give them all the resources, all the tools to take what they do best, you know. But that's very important, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you're not good at. And then, you know, and what you're good at, let me handle this 100%.
Yes.
I'm a master.
On that. Yes.
I'm a master at this.
Become a master at your craft.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So we only have a couple more minutes left. I want to get to know you a little bit. I want our viewers to know you a little bit. So you're, apart from being like this amazing woman, it's so funny. I'm just going to say it. I want to call Marcie a badass. And the reason that I want to say that on camera is because we have our Badass Woman of the Year coming up, and that's an actual award. Yes, absolutely. Marcie is like one of our badasses in the community. And so I have it in my head because all of you talking about is our Badass Woman of the Year awards. And so you're this badass leader of this amazing company. But in your personal time, you love traveling, you love cooking, you have all of these amazing passions. So tell me a little bit about your passions, because we talked about how it was a trip. It was traveling that led you down this entrepreneurial path. And so let's talk a little bit about your passions, but then also, because we can't talk about badass women and women in leadership and running and doing everything that you're doing, running this company, without talking about work-life balance too. So touch on those things.
Well, I tell you, when I'm working, one thing that really I love to do is cook. And not only cook for myself, I love creating new dishes. I also like to serve. I love to serve. And I love to creating new dishes for people. I love to host people in my home and have dinners. I love to try new things. So baking is also one thing. So when I want to relieve stress, literally, I will bake and then give it to my building. Like everybody that lives there is like, hey, you want a cake? Because I can't eat the whole thing. You know? Like,
there's also a whole other building on the beach that would be more than receptive to receive some of these baked goods.
So yes, part of my relief stress is cooking and baking and having a good time. I love people. It's getting around good people and having, nothing is more important to me than friendships, family, and my time. And I totally want to give back everything that I've learned and to all the young women and all the women and all the people that really speak. I started this year as I want to speak greatness into people so they can take their lives to the next journey. And I really want to be impactful in that this year.
That's so amazing. And I know that you're going to absolutely excel at that, as you have with everything that you've done. So Marcie, if you can go back in time and meet your younger self, what would you tell her?
Everything always works out, girl.
Does it really? Does it really? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Timing, you know.
What's meant for you cannot be taken away from you.
All the time.
And that's 100% true. So yes, everything.
If you haven't gotten what you wanted, it's because you're not there yet. Keep working on a craft. Believe it or not, you think I've been working my whole life to be at exactly this moment to run my own company for 8 years. I had no idea that I was preparing all those decades to run my own company, you know? So I tell people all the time, if you haven't reached there, and even when you do reach there, there's a whole nother level. That you're going to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything will always work out. And keep at it. Just keep going for it.
Just keep going.
And that's amazing. And this has been such a fun conversation. I don't want to end it, but we do unfortunately have to end it. So this has been another episode of Business Beyond the Beach in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers. Again, this is our Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce talk show. Thank you so much for joining in and watching us, and stay tuned for another episode next week.
Bye-bye.